Okay, this is high definition. Okay, I'm learning more of the camera. Anyway, I'm going to record my watermelon that I ate. Almost ate. Finally get through it. Here's Kitty. Here's me. I can't see myself on this camera, so it really bugs me to vlog. It's not a good vlogging camera unless you like hold it up to see. I'm like totally talking in your face. So let me maybe that. Maybe that is what does it. Okay. It's a lesser of two evils. Like, do I want you to use the fucking on? Do I want you to see the lights or me? And I think it's me that you want to see, so. A couple things. I don't want to shoot the living room. Okay, so you can see some of the lights. Let me just show you the lights so I don't have to keep worrying you can't see them. That's the lights I have on my wall. The blue ones might be coming down soon. Yeah, so I guess I'll keep it here. I can kind of see. So you can't see me that well, but that's okay. It's at night and I don't have really good lights for that. Oh, yeah, we're gonna adjust it on. That's weird. Okay. I am very sad to hear about the Florida shootings. That is really sad. It was a gay nightclub, and that makes it even worse because it just does. That's bad. But, you know, I'm praying and sending my good energy to everybody and all the friends involved, and I can only imagine if when I was clubbing something had happened. And I think the worst thing that ever happened when we were all going out was, you know, them putting gas bombs in the club or something. And I smelt it really quick and grabbed my people and my friends and ran out with their hands. They're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Just go outside with me," because I could smell it. And they thought I was crazy at first, and then everybody started smelling it. So I saved a life that night. Oh yes, you just want to see my boobs. I know. God, you're so perverted, camera. See, sometimes it'll adjust, sometimes it won't. Now it's in the mood to. Okay, so what else? I am really excited about a project that I'm going to start working on. I would like to do a documentary on God. And I would specifically I definitely want to talk about God, and I'm trying to figure out in what format. And I'm feeling like I want to do a documentary on the ego and God and where I've come from, and maybe write an online book like Shannon Rose and Trish. Trish is writing 1 million, but then Tyler Oakley wrote one that is in Barnes & Noble. So I would like it to be Barnes & Noble and tell people to go out and buy it. But I'm definitely going to start writing material, and I already know what the first line is, and the first line is going to be, this book started out as a prayer to God. At the time, I didn't know what I was talking to, but I knew that I had reached the absolute end of my road, the way I was going on it, and I was done. And it was going to be death or it was going to be life. And I chose life. And I know that it will be about that. I have just come through something incredible, and you know, I love the saying that says, we're not afraid of how weak we are, we're afraid that we're strong beyond measure, powerful. Because when you become aware of your power, which is God moving through you, and you are a piece of Him, and He wants all His children back together, you know, because He gets lonely, you have to take responsibility for your existence. You have a calling, and you have to share that with your brothers and sisters. And it usually comes down to just telling people that they're okay, and that they need to express who they are, how they understand themselves, what their specific gift is. And I believe that it's their gift to God, you know, just kind words that you say to somebody, or a way that you can remind someone of how they don't need to base their self-worth on a guy, or, you know, little things like that, which I just did this with a friend the other day, and I just hear her, you know, I hear myself in her, and I feel very quickly the need to correct her, and it's just so sad what we do to ourselves, and it's not just women. it seems to be people who love and have a lot to give, and nobody's perfect. I get that. But when you put people on pedestals and you let people into your heart and you're not getting anything out of it, you just become a martyr. You just become a codependent martyr, and that is never what God intended for you. You are great and you're not alone. So, I understand nuns now. Of course, I don't know how they do it when they're so young, but I totally know about living for God and wanting to love everyone, not just a man, and wanting to connect with everyone, protect everyone, talk to everyone, and share with them your joy, and share with them the remembrance that we're all in this together, and we all got to love each other and talk about our problems with each other, so that the other person can remind you how great you are and keep going. And I'm fascinated with anorexics because the thinking, the chemistry of the mind. I watch a lot of documentaries. The chemistry of the mind goes so askew that it takes over the organism's brain, and it manifests a sickness in the organism that the organism cannot control. And I have experienced this. And obsessive thoughts, and everyone knows about this, maybe some people don't take it to the hilt like some of us do, but your brain, your ego creates its own existence, and it just feeds and feeds and feeds on your negativity until it edges God out, ego. And then you have to go, whoa, 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 and you kind of have to push it back out and get back in the light and back in alignment with God. Now, this is my personal journey. I feel like I can help everyone. And I think that we're all one. We have all felt the same pain. And not the confusion and not knowing why we feel that way, and the guilt and the unworthiness, and in my opinion, it's based on the fact that we killed God. We think we killed God. When turning on to the ego is what killed God, there's a lot of talk about the ego with me, because I have always kind of, prided myself in being different and separate. And I've realized there's a new language around that, and that is being and loving and experiencing myself and being my own best friend. And she's really cool, and I like hanging out with her. And because I don't function in relationships well. It's not my gift to give. I feel like I have something else I need to work on, and it doesn't even have to do with like one-on-one relationships. So I guess people would be like, well, why would anybody take your advice? Look, I'm talking about a self-love that's so strong with yourself and God, which is the same, that you don't really, you don't put anybody above or below. So you don't really have friends, because to commit to one person for a long period of time, they would have to be just fascinating. And I guess it's also about attracting more fascinating people in my life, because I guess what I'm trying to say is that my cousin is the only one I want to know, because she's the only one that can hang with me in conversations. My ex, Brian, can sometimes, but it still becomes an ego battle. And I don't want to operate from the ego, so I don't know how to have I don't like expressing myself to people and they don't celebrate it. They don't, or they want to tell me it's negative when it's clearly not. It's really just me. And, I guess people have opinions about your life and how you should feel, or something that makes me mad is I'll say I feel a certain way, and they'll say, for how long? I've never known you to be like that. And it's like, you know what? You're not going to keep me in that box. I've changed. People don't believe people change because they don't change. But when you're about to be initiated into the realm of metaphysics, and not just, acupuncture and oils, and not just those things, I believe in those things. I use lavender in my bath. I get acupuncture. And not like, I don't know. I don't want to down any of the metaphysical, but when you start talking metaphysical, people think you're not Christian or they don't believe in it. But I guess when I say metaphysical, you know, when I read metaphysical magazines, just like, I want it to be, you know, practical. So I guess I say metaphysical because a metaphysical magazine got my interest the other day, and I started reading it, and I thought, God, this isn't really metaphysical at all. This is about ego, you know. And I'm like, well, is metaphysics about getting rid of the ego? I don't know. So I've been just thinking about a lot, and I'm so happy all the time. And I put makeup on and I get dressed, and I'm like, God, I just feel like you just feel so good when you do your makeup and you become a character, you know, yourself. Like, this is me today. Like, today I'm like I don't know, I think I like a rock and roll Stevie Nicks drag queen, kind of, you know, witchy and fierce, but ugly, but pretty and androgynous. If you saw like the jeans up, my corduroys I'm wearing, which I could just, I don't know. That's a real weird noise, sorry. It's the fridge. God, the fridge is crazy sounding. Or is it? Something was happening earlier. I heard some kind of sound, and I was like, is that you, Jeremy? I have just been to another world with my ego, and I just got back to the real world, which is God's world. And it's nice to be home. And I feel like the Holy Spirit led me here. And every time I get anxious and start regressing, I just touch this necklace. It's got an eternity symbol, because A Course in Miracles talks about how, you know, the eternity, realizing that you're not of this place, is, I don't want to wear the cross because that's the death, you know, and we don't really die. Excuse me. So, I don't know, I just want to put this up here. I make these videos because I want to I want to collect content, and I want to watch them all, and then I want to write about it. I would like to do a movie documentary thing. That would be good. So, I don't know the first thing about making a documentary. I just want to pick up my camera and shoot it. But I don't think it's that easy. I think there's more technical things involved. So, a book comes to mind because it seems easiest for me since I don't have the background in media. I really wish I did right now. I guess this will do. YouTube will be my media, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm not just trying to be seen. I'm not just trying to be pretty and be seen. You know, I want to do stuff, and it's not, I don't know, I don't want to be a pop star. I want to be like a spiritual writer. Yeah. But I want film involved. I know, screenplay or something. I know, but I don't want fiction. I want true life, like documentary, like people talking about their experiences. And I want it to be like the movie Hungry for Change. I think that would be great. I watch a lot of documentaries, if you can't tell. So, okay, I'll close it. I want to say hi to Villa Vallo. And love you guys. Bye.